I think in coming to Ghana, not having a real plan, I've been on holiday, I've been to like nightclubs, and I'm coming to start a business. Like, what? I was sad to leave, but I had to go back because I was broke.
I'm Vanessa Canby, and here I am with my cousin Jodie.
Hi Vanessa, how are you?
Yeah,
Hi everyone.
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good, thank you.
I think by the end of, not the end of my channel, but you're going to know everyone in my family. I've interviewed several of my cousins, so this is my dad's sister's daughter, Jodie. And we are going to discuss something that I recently discussed on the channel with Anna Champong, who moved to Ghana and then has now moved back to the Netherlands. Jodie moved to Ghana, moved back to London, but there's a silver lining, which is that she actually wants to move back to Ghana.
Yeah.
So I want to find out, how it went, and also maybe have some takeaways for people that are thinking about moving that might help them potentially not have that situation, although I'm sure you learned a lot from it.
Definitely, 100%.
So why did you want to move in the first place, the first time you moved, and when did you move?
So I came to Ghana in 2010. As you know, I came every year, for Christmas and stuff like that. And at the time I was designing, and I saw that the fashion industry was really growing, and I really wanted to be a part of it. And also I thought I could manufacture in Ghana and kind of grow a business here. So I was like, yeah, it's a really good idea. My stuff's amazing. I'm going to move to Ghana.
And what was the reality?
To be honest with you, it wasn't bad, but I didn't really have a plan. I had an idea, and I was so passionate that I didn't really have a real plan how I was going to follow it through. I just thought, I've got some good ideas. I can find some manufacturers here, and I can make some goods and sell it in Ghana and in other places. But I didn't really know the steps that I would take to make that happen. Mm-hmm. So right now, the fashion industry is growing in Ghana, and there's factories and things like that here. But back then, it was 2010. I'd say that 12 years ago, there wasn't that much. There was a few designers making stuff, but they were mainly seamstresses doing things. There wasn't an industry as such here, so it was a bit more difficult, and it was kind of like feeling your way in the dark.
So before you left, how long did you have before you actually made the move? Where did you stay? And that sort of thing. So
I would come every year, as I said, and I think I came in the summer, and I tried to find manufacturers, and I was sent around the world. So I literally went from Cantamanto to Art Centre to like Schumann. I was literally asking anyone, where can I make leather goods? Because I made leather goods back then. Like everybody would say, yes, we can do it. Ghana, people don't want to disappoint you. So they'll say yes, even if they could never do it or they didn't know what it was. So I tried a few people out and I thought, okay, this could work. With a bit of training here and there, I went back to UK and literally packed up everything, shipped it, and came over within like 3-4 months of that.
Wow, and you quit your job in the UK?
Yeah, so I was freelancing as a designer, and I was also doing some admin work, so it wasn't like a major job. And because my mum, we have a family house here, it was easy to come because I had somewhere to stay. Mm-hmm. So I came with the idea of I'm going to manufacture, set up a small factory, and then go back and forth. I wasn't really sure of how long, I didn't really care, but I was like, this is going to happen, so I just need to come and do it.
When you got here and you were now ready to start, your manufacturing business, how was it?
It was interesting. That's the one word I would use. There were so many different things that I didn't even think of, because in UK I was manufacturing, and I would go to the factory in the morning, I would take croissants, I'd take breakfast, and we'd make the stuff, and it'd be fine. So I thought, okay, you know what, I'm going to come, I'm going to have the same attitude, and we'll get things done. So I would take like the Ghanaian donut, is it Bofro? Mm-hmm. And tea and Milo I had like 3 guys I found in Wager, and I would get a trotro. I was trying to save money. I got to the factory in the morning and give them the breakfast, start the work. And I realised that after a while, because I was being overly nice, or just myself, I think they thought that actually I'm not serious, I'm not a business person. And I was young, they used to call me small girl. They thought I was really, really young, and I didn't know what I was doing. So they would kind of like become a bit more relaxed and weren't taking it as serious as they were at the beginning. Mm-hmm. So it started to kind of fall off a bit. And it really didn't go to plan.
What part didn't go to plan?
So I was manufacturing, as I said. I had a show coming up with Velisco, so I got in contact with them, and I said I wanted to do a collection, and they said, okay, they take on designers every few months, they give you the fabric, and you make a collection of clothing, you can make accessories, and you can show it. So I thought it would be great because they've got a big name here. It'd be good to kind of get a customer base. So I did that, and then I took the fabrics from them. I went to my guys. We did some samples. I said, this is what I want to do. Here's the drawings. I had someone else making the clothing, and I said, we've got like a month to do this collection. It's going to be amazing, you know. And it was going really, really well for the first few weeks. Oh my God, I'm laughing now, but I was crying back then, honestly. It was going really, really well. And then I think a week or two before the actual fashion show, I got there in the morning, bright and early, with my croissant and my Milo and my tea, and they weren't there.
Where were they?
Well, I called the night before. I think I always used to call the night before in the morning to say I'm on my way. And they say, oh, you just come. They never say, like, I'm not going to be there, I'm going to be late. You just come. So I'm like, they're going to be there, right? Let me get there early. Got there like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And the workshop was locked up, padlocked up. I couldn't get in. I'm calling them, they're not answering. And I think in the afternoon, I think I got through to one of them that said they went to a funeral in the village and they're on their way. This was like Monday. By like Wednesday, Thursday, they hadn't come. And then I think they turned up like the following week. Oh, apologies and like stories.
How did it feel?
I was deflated, honestly. I had to find some other materials because my materials were in the workshop. And luckily, because Velisco had given you like 6 yards each, I had some clothing made, but I had some left over. I had to hand sew the handbags at home.
Wow.
Yeah, it was wild. But I had to get the collection done, so I had to make it happen.
And then was there any other, I take it that was a contributing factor to you leaving?
There was lots of contributing.
What other factors was
To be
there?
fair, I mean, I would say, for me personally, I didn't really have an idea of the landscape of the country. You know when someone says that you need to understand the landscape of the country, the people, the infrastructure, and the mindset. My mum always said to me, you need to forget you lived in England. It doesn't matter, like it's a different country here. They do things differently. And it was just the small frustrations of things that should normally take like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, could take like a day. You know, like I remember one time going to get money out of the ATM or the cash point, and it wasn't working, which is fine. So I went in the bank because it was attached to a bank. And I told the guy, look, the machine's not working, can I withdraw some money? And the guy said to me, yeah, it's fine. Fill out the withdrawal slip. Gave him the slip. It's 10 cedis. I'm like, what am I paying for? Oh, you need to pay for the slip because you're getting money out. I said, but it's my money, so why am I paying to get my money? Meanwhile, the taxi's outside waiting. I have no money. Or maybe I had a few cedis, but I wasn't going to pay them money to get my money. And it became a whole thing. But I realised in Ghana as well, when you're shouting and screaming or even just causing a scene, they'll just look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah, so it's not going to help.
You can't, and there's no one to complain to. It's not like, can you call your manager? Like, nobody cares. So I'm just like frustrated and trying to look cool because I'm like, there's people looking at me. And I walk away and I'm like, so what do I do? How do I get my money out? And they're like, oh, you can try another ATM. And I said, well, I need to use this bank because it's a specific bank. One bank, ATM's not working. The rest are not going to work, which was wild to me. So like you're in Oxford Street, for instance, and Barclays in Oxford Street's not working. So the Barclays in Tottenham Court Road's not going to work. And it was small things that just became bigger. And also I think because of what I was doing wasn't working, it kind of magnified
the other things going on.
Yeah, and they probably,
day-to-day.
Looking back, they probably weren't even major, but to me it was like heartbreaking. I was crying all the time. I cried probably once a week or twice a week for about 3 months, like about little things, frustration, small things. But it's because I didn't have an understanding of what the country was about and how they worked. If you go to any country, if you go to Japan or if you go to Switzerland or wherever, you need to understand how things work. Sometimes when the water goes off, there's a water pump, or you need these kind of things. Like, you can't have a phone contract. You need to buy credit and top up and put bundle, all these kind of things.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody tells you this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these things, if you have the idea that, I'm in UK, it works like this, I can just call O2, you'll be quickly disappointed.
I guess even today you've actually had to go, you're trying to sort out your SIM card, you've been to the MTN shop.
Look, all credits to Ghana because they're trying to do things and make it digital, things streamlined and make it digital.
Yeah.
But in the process of making it digital, they're just killing everyone's vibes. Like the person I went with had to queue up from like 5:30 in the morning to get in on time. Otherwise, if you get there at 8 when it opens, you're already at the back of the queue because people are queuing. And then we went through this whole thing and I still can't get it. Anyway, understanding the mentality of the place and people and the culture of the people before you can go anywhere. Because really, what was I thinking coming to Ghana, not having a real plan? I've been on holiday, I've been to like nightclubs, and I'm coming to start a business. Like, what? I was young, I was naive, and it was just wild.
So when you left, what sort of situation was that?
So that was probably after a year of really trying to make it happen. I'd manufactured some stuff. I ended up actually making bags for Redeem because I found the factory guys could make like the fabric stuff. The leather was a no-go. Like I wasted like hundreds of pounds on leather that would just cut in or draw with on the level of like a pen, and then I can't use it and things like that. But I think it's kind of educating them because they had never worked with that kind of material before. They had used leather, but for leather for shoes, and it's different. So it's kind of like having the patience to train someone. Mm-hmm. So if I was to do it again, I would say I would have to have my own workspace and my own workers. Mm-hmm. So I knew in the morning that they're there, mm-hmm. or maybe they live there, because at least then you can kind of, if you've got a big production going, or even a small production, you've got control over what happens. Mm-hmm. I think that would be one of the things I would do if I did it again. Also, at the time of leaving, my money had finished. Oh, just going back, as I was saying to you before, I didn't really have a plan of financial income. I just thought I'm going to make a collection, it's going to sell out, and it's going to be great. But in the meantime, I should have maybe had some residual income or savings, because the money goes quickly. Mm-hmm. And it's like I was trying to start a business, and a business takes time to build and make money. So realistically, I should have had money backed up. I had money for the collections, I took out a loan, but I didn't have money to live on. So I was literally using the loan money for the manufacturing and the materials and my living. And then in the end, I was using the loan to pay the loan. And I was like, no, I need to go back and rethink this plan because, I was sad to leave, but I had to go back because I was broke.
So you were back, you're in the UK.
Yeah.
And did you ever think you'd move back to Ghana?
I was depressed. Honestly, I went to London, like, I'm going to go to London for a year, I'm going to work, I'm going to save my money, and I'm going to come back. But after a few months of realising how much money I actually spent and how much debt I was in, there was no way that was going to work. I would have to work for at least 5 years, have a real plan, have some kind of foundation. And at the time I was living at my family's house and renting, but I thought I want my own place. So I thought, you know what, let's just be an adult and then like rethink this plan. So I retrained as a teacher, and then I bought my place where I was living, and then life happened. I got married, kids came, the dream kind of got further and further away, and it just didn't really happen.
And we're 12 years on.
12 years on, 12 years on, I'm ready.
You're ready to come back?
Yeah,
woohoo! John's going to join me. I actually cannot wait. Like,
ready to
honestly.
come back. I'm ready. But I also think that I had to go through that process. Mm-hmm. Because at the time of leaving, I was depressed. I felt like a failure. Like, what I really wanted to do didn't work out. I stopped looking at fashion at that point because I was so upset with myself. I was hurt, you know, like almost like heartbreak,
like a breakup.
But you feel like you're the one that did the damage. You can't even blame anyone. You know, you can't be angry with a guy because it's my own fault. But I literally went to depression. Didn't look at fashion for years, about 3 years. Sold my machine, sold everything because I was so upset that it didn't work out. And then kind of really didn't. I lost interest in it after a while because life happened and responsibilities and things.
But I do think not everyone chases their dreams, and you did chase your dream.
Yeah.
And it might have not worked out the way you wanted it to.
Yeah, definitely.
But some people in their whole entire lives will never, like that thing in their head, they'll just never go for it.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. I think with me, because I'm very much that person that wants to try these things out. I don't always have a plan, which is not always great. And if you're coming to Ghana or moving or relocating anywhere, especially with a family, like I couldn't do what I did then now. Mm-hmm. Because I have someone to be accountable to, I have children, I have responsibilities. Someone to just check you and be like, that's not going to work. Mm-hmm. Like, this is a great idea, but how are we going to do this? Mm-hmm. And now I have that, fortunately. Hopefully it will be a lot smoother when we do decide to come back.
So for anybody, looking to actually make the move as well, what steps have you guys put in place, you and your husband, for the four of you to make the move for it not to happen, to not be
so
the
I
same
think
as before?
the most important thing you need to know that it's expensive. Like, even if you're coming to Ghana to start a business, or you want to come to Ghana to work for someone, you need to do your research. If someone offered me a job tomorrow and I lived in the UK and I'd never been to Ghana, I wouldn't come and just be like, I'm taking the job. Come and stay here, come on a holiday, do your research, find out about the infrastructure, find out about how the working environment is, because it might not be for you. Understand it's going to be pricey. find out how much things cost. Like in Ghana, you need to pay rent a year in advance. Or even sometimes 2 years.
Yeah, sometimes it's 2 years.
Right? So in UK, you can pay 1 month's rent, 1 month deposit, but you have to have 2 years of money, or you can't rent unless you've got a family house, or you're fortunate enough to have a house of your own, or like buy a house, etc., or build a house. I don't know how mortgages work here, but if you have somewhere to stay, that is half of your battle, because you're not forking out that money or having to find that money for the year. So it kind of gives you a bit of a cushion if you have that security, which luckily we do have. Knowing how much things are going to cost, understanding the mindset of the people and the culture and the infrastructure of the land, because Ghana's amazing. There's so much potential, but there's things that are not as functioning or as easily accessible as they would be if you lived in Europe and the UK, which is understandable. So there's things that are still developing, so don't expect it to be as smooth as it's going to be if you lived elsewhere. I think have a financial backing, have maybe some residual income. If you haven't got a job, have some money saved, and know what you're coming to do here. And even if you are coming to start a business, speak to people that have done something similar. Don't assume that, oh, Vanessa's a YouTuber, I'm going to come and do YouTube. Okay, but do you know what it took to get there? Like, how many years of graft, what the background work is like. Oh, okay, I want to come and build a house. Okay, but do you understand how much land costs? Do you understand like the red tape to get around, before you can even put down a brick? Do you understand, like, research, speak to people, find out what's going on, come and see for yourself. Don't rely on the fact that your cousin's done it or your friend's done it, so I can do it because I've got a bit of cash. Because honestly, that money that you think you have will be gone in like days.
Yeah.
And have something going on for you. So I've written a children's book recently, which I've launched here, and I'm also going to grow and establish a brand here with other products, children's activities, children's events. I'm taking it into education as well as doing teaching and online things that I'm planning to come and do in Ghana. So.
And your husband's also built a house
as
well?
Yes, he's a project. Him and his brother and cousin do developments. I've
actually interviewed him. If you want to see it, I'll put the link up here, and I'll also put it in the description. You can see the houses that they have built.
Yeah, what do they call them here? Property developers.
Oh yeah.
So they're property developers. They have a company in Ghana here.
So Jojo and the Adinkros, what was the idea behind your book?
Okay, so the book Jojo At The End and the Adinkros was written in lockdown, and it's a story about a boy in a pandemic who is transported to Ghana, and basically all the magic happens. I don't want to say too much about the book, but the book was written because I wanted to find a backpack originally for my son, and I couldn't find anything in the stores, in the mainstream stores, that was representative of him. There was lots of like Paw Patrol and like Spaceship and different things, and there wasn't anything that represented black children. So I decided to start this book and then eventually a product range to empower and instill confidence in children.
Great idea. And I mean, my kids love the book. It's their cousin, so they're biased, but I love it. Like, the illustrations are great.
Thank you.
And the story is also really, really uplifting.
Thank you.
So what is the plan for the book? Can people buy it?
Yeah, so the book is currently on Amazon, but it's also available in Vida bookstores, and I'm trying to get it into other stores in Ghana as well. The plan is this is the first book of many, hopefully. The plan is to hopefully go into animation and grow the brand worldwide, and also to launch a product line of accessories, backpacks, etc. Whilst I'm in Ghana, I want to get the book into libraries and schools, and kind of transfer some of the ideas and the storyline to incorporate into the curriculum.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, for young kids from age 3 to 7. So I'm developing that at the moment, and then eventually when I come back, we'll have a whole Jojo and Adinkros world.
I actually am just so excited. So if you want to buy the book, if not for your own kids, you could buy it for friends, for birthday parties. I'll put the link in the description below, and it's on Amazon, so ships worldwide. So we've come to the end of our conversation, and I hope the next conversation you're going to be living here and keeping me company.
Definitely. I'm definitely, you've inspired me anyway to come as well, and looking at your journey and following kind of like what you do. So I know that there's definitely hope. And Ghana's a beautiful place. Like, to be honest, like, I would definitely recommend coming, but also come and visit before you decide to just pack up and bring your family.
Yeah.
Come and visit and see and do some research and ask lots of questions before making any hasty decisions.
I guess the other thing is actually from your conversation, and I didn't really realize it at the time or think about it, is my YouTube channel, for example. I was doing it for 3 years to build it up to the point it was at before I actually moved.
I remember when you started, it was, yeah, you did really well. I didn't even believe that you could actually make a channel or make a living from a channel, but I'm impressed with your hard work and your tenacity, because it's a
thanks.
lot. No,
yeah.
it's a lot.
I mean, there was 2 years of literally making zero. So imagine
Crazy.
I'd just been like, okay, I'm moving to Ghana and I'm gonna
Yeah.
live off my channel.
YouTube, yeah. But
Wouldn't
someone
have
will do
happened.
that. Someone will actually follow and think, oh my God, she's done it, so I can do it. But they don't ever see the
There's a
background, and no one ever
backstory.
tells you the truth of the back, the backstory, and obviously the struggle to get to where you just see the nice cars and the shine, and you think that's how it's going to be like overnight. But it's difficult. It is difficult, but it will happen if you persevere, and I think, and if you have enough patience.
What is it
Honestly,
about Ghana that really makes you want to come back after all of the things you went through the first time?
I would say, like, Ghana, even people that are not Ghanaian, as you know, like, Ghana is one of the most peaceful, happiest, vibrant of countries to be in. I feel like there's so much freedom here. There's so much room for what would I say? Projects and development. There's so much growth here. There's so much things for people to do and start business if you want to. There's opportunities. That's the word I was looking for. I think for kids, it's a great place. They're free. Like, my son is so happy here. He literally is like, why are we going back to London? And also peace of mind for children, because I don't know how I will bring them up in the UK with what's happening in terms of like street crime and things like that, knife crime. Like, there's freedom. I want to be able to instill the culture in them, because although we came back every year, as you did, as children, we never went to school here. We never really, I can speak some Tree, I understand it, but I can't speak it fluently as I would have if I went to school here. I want him to be able to do that, or them to be able to do that, as they grow older. And also, just be immersed in the culture and turn around and see people that look like them that are doing well, you know? Because in the UK, it is very few and far between. And although, yes, the UK has lots of benefits, Europe has lots of benefits, I think for me, we've tried it now, like, we've done like half my life there. Let's try something else, you know? And it's always going to be there for us if that's what we choose to go and do. But I feel like we have one life and we've got to try and live the best we can, because we're not coming to this again.
Oh, well, thanks so much for coming on, Jojo.
Thanks for having me.
Everyone, go into the description and buy Jojo and the Ading Pros.
Thank you so much.
And also, please do subscribe to my channel to keep this dream alive.
Yes, definitely.
And I'll see you guys later.
Bye.